Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there is having a good day. Y'all, we're back. We got an hour banger. Some of the wildest TikToks you're going to see on YouTube today. Make sure you guys watch from start to finish. As you guys know, that's what helps the channel the most. But with that being said, let's get this video to 4,000 likes and sit back, relax, enjoy the show.
But at Disney, this guy is posting this video, $86 for a pizza.
So we're at Alien Pizza Planet, right? And I'm looking at the prices and their pizzas and all that. Look at how much they're charging for a whole pizza, guys.
That's a frozen pizza too.
Whole 16-inch pizza.
It's not even homemade.
$86 for a pizza. Come on, you gotta feed your family. You're at Disney. It has to be magical, right? It's $85. They can't even like tell this to you with a straight face, you know? You, the customer, and then the employee goes, $86, and the employee goes, yeah, I know. Like they roll your eyes like there's some corporate entity in the background.
We're on your side.
Absolutely ripping you off, and the server's like, yeah, it's just my job. It's just...
Let me know if you want the pizza.
Get them all in there.
Yeah. Who's gonna sign up for this one in Arizona?
Oh, hell no.
150 degrees outside in that thing.
Damn, that's
All's
how that
ass,
shit
but-
work?
Nah, I'm good. I pass.
Hey, look.
They lost power at Kroger's last night. All this is going in the garbage.
And they're gonna have that garbage can locked up, y'all, by the end of the night.
The videos coming out of Colombia today are absolutely insane. Families were seen narrowly escaping their crumbling houses as they had to run out onto the streets. Construction workers were caught on the top of an incomplete building, and those poles shaking just shows you how powerful these tremors were. Other videos show buses and trees being rocked back and forth, while an 800-year-old cathedral in the city of Manizales can be seen crumbling from the impacts.
Like Play-Doh.
People were even stuck in cable cars as this was all going down. The 7.4 magnitude earthquake was the strongest that Colombia has recorded in the last century. Hundreds of buildings collapsed, thousands more were damaged, including airports, hospitals, schools, as well as historic sites. At least 132 people have been killed, nearly 500 injured, and a state of emergency was declared by their new president just 3 days after taking office. And this is all less than 2 months after their neighbors, Venezuela, were hit with their deadly earthquake, killing thousands.
It's like a horror movie out here. We've got helicopters everywhere. The roads are parking lots. It's like we're all trying to exit town and there's no gas, no power, nowhere to go. We're stuck. The car is officially off, no gas. It's hot. We've got all the doors open. And Admiral's annoyed, so I'm gonna stop updating you guys. He wants me to sit here in hot silence and just burn up and do nothing. It's literally nuts.
See how long that lasted, huh? Back to recording. Lasted 2 seconds. I'm gonna sit here in silence. 2 seconds.
Okay, so we were able to get a Uber,
Or Admir.
and we are just going to abandon our car and get home and figure it out later.
Kid in detention right now is worth $1,200 a day.
Mm-hmm.
Say that again for the people.
A kid in detention right now is worth $1,200 a day.
It's just as big of a business as adult being in prison.
Yeah. It's a huge business.
Yeah, it is. And it's even more. See, they hike up the kids. They hike up their value because they claim, well, you know, we have to have more staff to take care of kids because we have to have therapists and all this. But they're just not getting that treatment. But it is now over $1,000 a day.
Does anybody else look back on this and think how staged all of this was? I mean, we were told that it was just insane and people were dying everywhere. How did they have the time to not only rehearse, coordinate, and then have drones flying over top of buildings and cameramen zooming in and out and getting just the right angle? I just find it very bizarre. I mean, is it just me?
Guatemala is on a different level entirely. This is El Mirador. Don't think I butchered that one. The city was lost, and when they found it, they discovered it has the biggest pyramid by volume in the world. 43-acre footprint connecting a 6-mile metropolitan area. They are not only larger, they are 300 years older than the ancient Roman road system. The Great Pyramid is 92 million cubic feet in volume. The main pyramid, Lodonta, is 99 million cubic feet in volume. A couple years ago, they flew a plane over Guatemala and laser scanned a lot of it, finding 1,000 new ancient sites. The ancient population estimates increased tenfold. That's not the weirdest part. This site is astronomically aligned to the Pleiades. Tikal, also in Guatemala, is also aligned. The entire Yucatan is aligned. You could use the constellations to navigate it. The Pleiades were known as the Seven Serpents or the Seven Sisters in the ancient world. The similarities in design are so similar between the ancient Maya and ancient Hindu, they should be sisters. Both were masters of sound and resonance and incorporated it into their art and architecture. Today is Guatemala.
This is just a reminder that 2029 is the year that in Terminator 2 Judgment Day, the robots turned on humanity. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen because the future is what you make it. Isn't that the famous quote? There's no fate but what we make it or whatever. But I do find that eerie with all the robot stuff that's going on now. I mean, picture someone has never seen the Terminator movies and you're to tell them, yeah, in 1991, they came up with an idea of a time when robots, like who was talking about robots in 1991? I know some people, but it wasn't very...
RoboCop.
And then the concept of data centers was a thing too. Remember, Sarah Connor was in a mental institution they said it was a computer factory that she like blew up or something, but other accounts are that it was a data center. Anyways, the fact that this movie takes place in the future when they send robots to the past to then get rid of the people who are going to lead the revolution against the robots, it's just weird, man. And that, in conjunction with The Matrix, makes me wonder if this is like them telling us what's going on or what their plan is, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to come to fruition. This is what people have to understand. Predictive programming and all that doesn't mean it's set in stone, because we have the ultimate power to influence and control our reality. But let me know if you're excited about robots and stuff like that, or if maybe something else is going on.
What do you guys think? I mean, think about it. 2029, another 3 years. We got these creators of it saying it's probably going to end the world, but we're going to get some good businesses. Like, it looks like it's lining up perfect for that 2029 season.
What is the one archaeological discovery that would rewrite history as we know it? I'll get into that, but first, know this is for entertainment purposes only. I interviewed the 2 Italian scientists beyond the Malanga about what they discovered, which may, underline the word may, lie beneath the pyramids in Egypt, specifically on the Giza Plateau. This is a reconstruction of what they found. These columns go 2,100 feet below the surface. They are huge. If this data holds, it rewrites everything. And all the Egyptians need to do is bring a backhoe out and start digging. And I get it, it's an archaeological site. So build a half-acre plywood deck, take the spoils from the dig and put them on the half-acre plywood deck, have professionals start sifting it. But the peoples of the world have a right to know if there are these columns that are underneath the pyramids in the Giza Plateau. That rewrites history. I am Elliot Marzulli.
Adopted RFK's diet of red meat and fermented vegetables? No, this is a crazy diet. This is a diet that consists of eating sauerkraut and meat. Now, you understand, like, this is not a sustainable thing. Like, you can't just walk into it.
Well, he sustains it because he does it.
Can you imagine? He has to travel with coolers of sauerkraut. I'm not going to travel the world with a cooler full of sauerkraut. It's ridiculous. I can't do it. It's not sustainable. Are you Maha? I'm in favor of Maha. Like, I think people should be healthy.
No, he is not.
But I think ultimately...
He is completely not.
What's he eat?
Pop-Tarts.
No, I don't eat Pop-Tarts every day.
Okay, you eat sweets.
The Pop-Tart is one of the great American innovations in history of the world. If you think about it, it comes in a beautiful foil package.
He eats all the things you should not be eating. Every single thing.
Can you see that? A circular structure with pillars. It once upon a time had a huge roof. To get in, you basically had to come through a hole in the ceiling, something they actually call a portal. And if you look closely, there's all kinds of symbolism on the plinth, including really randomly the letters H, C, and I. And that is why conspiracy theories start. This is the world famous Göbekli Tepe, or Tepe, if you want to be more accurate. It's the origin story of so many of the religious buildings that we know, whether churches, mosques, synagogues, but also of community centres. This is the first temple dedicated building for ritual, for gathering that we know of in the world.
Fun fact, did you know that the show To Catch a Predator stopped because they kept catching police officers, judges, teachers, specifically a DA, Do you understand? A DA, he never showed up. He never actually showed up, but the fact that he thought that he was going to see a 13-year-old boy was enough for the feds to investigate his ass and showed up to his house, and that person barricaded themselves in their house and unalived themselves. And then they shut the show down. And then Chris Hansen had to do his own shit. And now he's back with a vengeance. And I always, even as a kid watching him, I loved what he did. Because I always knew what happened to me. And nobody ever protected me. I cannot wait till that movie drop. If it haven't already dropped, I'm watching.
I mean, there's so much, y'all. I watch a lot of police cameras. Maybe that's what we can get into on the third channel. Like, I'm addicted to police cams, the teachers, crazy murder, crazy police cameras, y'all. I mean, let me know down below if you guys would want to see on a third channel some police cameras.
People are not afraid, and we are waking up to the robber barons and the big banksters who are looting this economy with the Federal Reserve. Mr. Rothschild, how you doing, sir? Can you tell us what went on at the Bilderberg meeting this year?
Sorry?
Could you tell us what went on at the Bilderberg meeting this year?
I didn't get that, actually, no.
The Bilderberg? You weren't there?
No.
Not this year. What went on last year?
No, I wasn't there last year. I think that was my cousin.
Your cousin was there?
Yes, I think so. Okay. No.
Do you have a couple minutes for Mr. Rothschild? I have a few additional questions. I got some question on Friday because I was saying that the Federal Reserve is one of these organizations. One of these organizations that many people say is the source of inhumane products all across the world because it's a private bank that was started by your family.
No, it's completely untrue. I was asked that earlier. It really isn't true. No.
Jekyll Island? Jekyll Island, 1913, sir? Yeah. But sir, just one thing, we could go on about how your family committed all these acts against society, but we just want to let you know the New World Order has no legitimacy, and that we as a people are not afraid, and we are waking up to the robber barons and the big banksters who are looting this economy with the Federal Reserve.
Well,
see what happens? You kind of see why Hollywood dates within Hollywood. While they all hang out together, you never see them with regular people, with family, with old friends. You always see them with people in the club, because when they get around everyday people that don't follow these set of rules they have to live by, look at them. They fold. They fold under pressure.
Arcadis is the best, most technical wastewater engineers in the world. And they're out of the Netherlands, I believe. And they came and did the study, and they have this document, which we have at the Batcave, that it documents keep the sewage in Mexico. It's the most, you're taking care of it at the point source. So you beef up the infrastructure, you upgrade the lift stations, because Tijuana's on a hill, and you pump it all down to Punta Banderas. It's 7 miles away from the United States, goes in the ocean, it dilutes. We have the north to south current from Alaska down into Mexico, so most of the sewage goes south. Well, SB 507 basically inverts that plan. It does everything opposite. It says decommission all the infrastructure in Mexico. It says break these pipes, reconnect it to the International Waste Station, and put it all out the South Bay Ocean outfall. The South Bay Ocean outfall resides right here in Imperial Beach, 3 miles off of the shoreline, in 90 feet of water. And so when you start putting millions of gallons of water on salt water, it floats. So you have fresh water, really. It's coming to the surface, and then we have a littoral cell. So you have this Point Loma sticks out. You have this north to south current. It creates a backflow, an eddy on the inside. So it pulls all the sewage to shore and up into Coronado.
Unbelievable.
Look at this. Look at this tree. This is very interesting. This is when this house was built, right here.
91.
91?
Yeah.
Really?
This house was built in 91.
In 91?
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting because there was, something drastic happened here before 91, and I can guarantee that did because I lived right across the street. Okay, so if you look, I don't have my glasses on, but if you look and you count from that center out, it looks to me you're going to get about 10, 20, 30 years. So when this tree was 30 years old, 30 to 40 years old,
yeah,
there was a development here, 60, 70. This tree's 100 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 100 and 120, which makes total sense because in that would be 1925, right?
Yeah.
100 years ago?
Yeah.
Was 1925.
1955 would have been something maybe happened?
Exactly. In the 50s. And that makes so much sense in this area, because what happened is this tree all of a sudden went from tight knit. Something horrible happened to it here. These sap pockets and that. But look what happened. It got wounded. Oh, look at this. Look at that. I will guarantee you that this got in a logging accident when they cleared the property right here. If you follow this all the way around, it'll end up right.
Yet another content creator has just been killed in a helicopter crash in Brazil. And now authorities are calling for these helicopter trips in Rio to be suspended. This is 17-year-old Sofia Murillo, a popular beauty content creator from Colombia. And over the weekend, she was seen on a sightseeing helicopter ride in Rio with her mother and grandmother to see Rio's Christ the Redeemer statue. But for reasons we don't know yet, the helicopter crashed in a wooded area, leaving no survivors. And because this comes just 2 months after Oliver Tree also died in a helicopter in Rio, it started to raise some serious questions about the safety of these aerial trips in the city. In fact, this incident has prompted Rio's mayor to request a temporary suspension of scenic tourism flights, while authorities work on enforcing stricter safety audits.
If that's true, that is so wild that he didn't even tell them, hey guys, we're not really going to get on this plane. No one's getting on this plane. You guys get out of here. Go take American Airlines home. No. He's like, hop on. It's safe. Yeah. It's Air Force One. Those press people were signing up for something they didn't know. They didn't know what they were signing up for. And they didn't tell them at all. Isn't that crazy?
That is fucking wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Has there been backlash? Or Jamie, are they saying anything?
Who's saying anything?
The press.
I would imagine they're a little perturbed. That would perturb me. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I mean, it just sounds like a bunch of... Well, what they're talking about is the president got on Air Force One, right? Got on, went straight out the back, and got like on a lifted, like a truck that lifts up, got on that, and he took a military plane because of the threat of Iran. But what they're laughing at is he left all his press secretaries, everybody on there, like didn't even tell them. But like the fact, why are they telling us this? Why are they telling the world this? Right? Think about it. Like why? Why would you say our president's not on this plane? He's on a military plane. I don't get it. That seems sketchy, right? It seems dangerous to put that news out there. That's like setting them up. I don't know, y'all, but there's a lot of like we don't even know. It's a circus now, y'all. It's a circus.
Flashlight. Don't get it.
I don't get it either.
How am I just seeing?
Put it back.
Circle?
How are we seeing the shadow of the tree from the flashlight when it's the sky behind the tree?
Does look like it's on a wall, huh?
Simulation is broke. Look, the sun is over there. No clouds, no clouds, no clouds. This cloud over there. But where's the shadow for this cloud coming from if the sun is behind me? Check this out.
Okay, I'm lazy.
We're gonna have to do a reaction on the second channel of glitches.
Anything you have seen in a movie, they exist. And now they're actually admitting it. They say, oh, there's a jinn who looked like praying mantis. There's a jinn who looked like a gorilla, look like this, look like a... And if you look at all the bugs under the microscope, their faces actually open, like in the horror movies, where their teeth are not like sitting teeth, their actual mouth opens, and from there they eat. And they show them in the horror movies, but we said before, look at the logic of the heavens. If Allah is letting you to see that in a movie, do you think it's not in existence? That you have the ability to understand or see something that Allah hasn't created? You're like a computer that makes your own software, or your software can only operate what's been put into it. You only see what Allah allows you to see from His creation, and all of it exists. And as a result of that training, what then Sayyidina Zulqarnain is understanding is that he has to make a barrier. Means he has to be versed in the ability on how to keep that marauder away from people.
You don't mind? I'm not gonna post this, but yeah. So tell me about Benadryl, because I've been taking this shit since I was a kid. So to go to sleep, really, it's what it's helped me with. But she just educated me on the fact that Benadryl does a lot more than just like make you go to sleep. So tell me what did you just tell me?
So Benadryl is classified as an antihistamine, but so it's good for allergies. It has a effect of drowsiness. It does. But the whole reason that you get that drowsy effect is because it's an anti-acetylcholinogenic. Okay. So it blocks your brain from receiving acetylcholine, which is a vital neurotransmitter that is responsible for your memory, your cognitive function, your nervous system, autonomic, central, peripheral, all of it. And extended use of Benadryl for a period of 2 to 3 months increases your risk of developing dementia and Alzheimer's by 60%.
Damn, 60.
That is not a joke, bro!
And this stuff is just 18-year-old, you can go buy it. Probably pretty sure you don't even need an ID to buy it. I don't know. I don't buy Benadryl. I never bought it. But I know there's things, a 15-year-old can probably go get and go in self-checkout. I don't know if they ID you for that. I have no idea. But
I spent 20 years in the
they can steal it.
I
right?
know exactly what a long deployment looks like. And I need you to understand what 5,000 of your sailors are going through right now. Because honestly, ain't nobody talking about this. So we have the USS Abraham Lincoln. It has been at sea for 207 consecutive days. That breaks every modern U.S. carrier record. The last one previously held by the COVID era, which was 206 days. And everybody understands the COVID thing. They couldn't pull into port, yada, yada, yada. But here's the deal. The last time these individuals pulled into port was in Guam, December 12th. They've been at sea ever since. So let me put that into perspective. A normal carrier cycle generally rotates between 30 to 45 days. It's not for like some vacation. It's literally to pull in, resupply, maintenance, etc., and give sailors a chance to get off the ship, a little bit of R&R, and most importantly, talk to their families. But here's the deal. These individuals have been at sea for 7 months, 5,000 people, active combat operations, and literally no end.
28 girls hospitalized after using the Ouija board. Now, these girls were vomiting, fainting, having seizure-like episodes. All of these things happen after using the Ouija board. Now, I did a story on this 2 years ago, and there was another recent story about people using the Ouija board, kids using the Ouija board at a slumber party and having to be going to the hospital. Now, this is not an ER visit. Hospitalized means that you are admitted into the hospital, and that's severe. Well, these girls were playing and they ended up going home afterwards. This wasn't at the actual event, and all having different events. One of them were vomiting so much that they were dehydrated and had to be hospitalized. Fainting. These things happen. Ouija board is not a game. Mattel should not be selling these things. This is inviting demons into your home, and there's lots of stories. If you guys want to comment,
conspiracy theory board that you could look it up, you could see some of it is obviously speculation, some of it's real, so we don't know. But
yeah, what were they doing?
They wanted to find kids who would be great assassins.
Fuck, dude, and none of our kids made it then.
I didn't make it. Did you make it through? Did they kick you out of the gate program?
No, I stayed in, and
wow.
Then it got a little too homeworky for me at one point.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot.
I wasn't a company man. That's what it was. At a certain point, I think I wasn't a company man.
You got it.
So
there are multiple places in the world running out of water right now, and I feel like we're not talking about it at all. In Puerto Rico, residents of San Juan now have restrictions where they get 1 day with water and then 2 days without water. I mean, you turn on the tap and nothing comes out. But the American Southwest is also running out of water. This is one of Arizona's largest reservoirs, and it is currently at 1% capacity. It is so bad that there are no more fish in the lake because they have all died. This used to be a boat ramp, and it now just goes into grass. And then in Europe, the Danube River has gotten so low it is exposing shipwrecks from World War II and woolly mammoth bones from the Ice Age. But that's not the worst part. Hungary has had to shut down its nuclear power plant for the first time since it was built because there's not enough water in the Danube to cool it. This is a huge deal because Hungary gets 50% of its electricity from this one power plant. And Romania is about to shut down its nuclear power plant because, again, there is just not enough water. Now, there's multiple reasons for all this stuff. The Super El Nino weather event, human mismanagement, but it's also a consequence of an Earth that is just getting hotter. And I just think it's crazy how little news coverage most of this stuff has gotten. This translates to we demand water, and I fear that, you know, these kind of signs might be showing up in your neighborhood one day because this issue's coming for all of us.
See, it's kind of like these Al Gores, all this global warming propaganda they started with, you know, when I was I think I watched that in high school, y'all. We watched that Al Gore thing. In the blink of an eye, it seems like everywhere's out of water. Like, why? Like, why? What are the chances all the major water suppliers are out at the same time? Like, why? Where's it going? Underground bunkers starting to pop up left and right. Data centers, which now I'm starting to believe that these are just power plants for the underground city. Just taking our water, y'all. Peace. Just leave us hanging, thirsty, with no water. And we're going to still be in election time fighting over who they want to be in that office, y'all.
Do you want to know what kind of like a bitchy, witchy magic they do in the government? So in the 60s, late 60s, Alcatraz, the federal prison, was occupied by Indians of all tribes. That was the group. It was just a bunch of mixed natives, like almost 100 of them, that cited the Fort Laramie and Lakota Treaty that said all abandoned, out of use federal lands will be returned to the tribes. And so it was like out of protest to take back that island. And they occupied it for like 19 months, set up school, like they did, you know, they like fitted it out. And like the military got involved and cut the power. And so how do they take back this, like, you know, word, Alcatraz, that became this symbol of like liberation and resistance? They use it again and turn it back into a prison and call it Alligator Alcatraz and try to put it on Miccosukee lands. They try to do like an inverse spell of liberation by taking something that was liberation for the tribes, reversing it, and putting a prison on tribal lands. That's the weird shit they do. That's how I learned in law school, the kind of fucking weirdo, bitch, loser, baby, tiny dick, small man shit they do.
Ask yourself this, okay? When did actors want to be streamers so bad? Big time actors like Mark Wahlberg, bro? This is obviously Hollywood creeping into the streaming industry and taking over and gatekeeping everything, bro. Remember, they told you that
Hollywood is so scared of you and all your buddies. Seriously. They are so scared of you and Kai and Aiden. You guys are commanding all the attention in the world. You're so much bigger than like Leonardo DiCaprio.
See Neon over there laughing. I'll be scared. You know it's a problem when you see dudes like Drake streaming now. Drake streaming now? He's not doing it. Bro, how much money do you need, bro? How much clout and fame and attention? I understand it's a new way of art to express yourself, doing content creation. Technically, he been acting and doing this type of stuff, Degrassi. But like, bro, leave the industry. Can niggas eat, bro? Why all the big gatekeepers got young boys trying to stream now? Drake streaming, Mark Wahlberg with Black Boy Max. And I know you're like, oh, it gives more eyes, attention to the industry. That is true, but also take money out of us, or out of smaller creators' pocket and mouth, bro, because y'all want to come flood this industry. Like, it just make it more oversaturated. It makes it more like, bro, this is a stage script that's coming of these big time actors, big time actors, celebrities that all came before 2013 trying to come to this new era. No!
Yeah, but why are these streamers letting them in? That's what you should be asking, right? Money, more fame, more power, signing those contracts. because they got to have a contract to get Mark Wahlberg on your stream, y'all. We got to know your manager's got to know his manager. Anyways, why are they letting in these people? Would Mark Wahlberg let you in if you were a streamer back in the day in his gym to work out with him? Would Kevin Hart let you backstage at his comedy club when he wasn't streaming? Would Adrian Bronner let you in his gym when he's training when he wasn't streaming? No. So why are you letting them in your room? Why are you letting them in your gym? That's the question, y'all. Don't be mad at them. They're broke now. Hollywood's done. Ain't nobody going to watch movies. I wanted to go watch a movie the other day. There was no movies out. The Odyssey looked boring as hell, slow as hell. Looked boring. I'm not gonna go spend $50 on this movie. Hollywood's dead, y'all. That's why they're coming here. But why are these people letting them in? That's the problem.
Yeah, there was some kind of cataclysm. There's physical evidence of buried things everywhere. So there's parts of buildings are buried, but then you find out like full buildings are buried. I saw this video talking about underground Seattle.
The Seattle Underground is really quite fascinating because as you walk through these forgotten city streets, you can see real artifacts that were abandoned down here nearly a century ago, sealed up beneath the sidewalks. You will even spot piles of rubble left down here from a fire that swept through the city during the regrading of the streets.
And some people will say, "Oh yeah, well, they have underground parts of certain cities. In LA, there's underground stuff."
Beneath the streets of Los Angeles, in a labyrinth known to few, lies a network of tunnels that have witnessed the city's most uncomfortable truths. Originally designed to support urban growth, these passageways became secret smuggling routes for crime and corruption. However, the tunnels have taken on new life over the decades, hiding stories that few dare to tell.
There's a big underground section of Sacramento.
December of 61, January of 62, the worst flood that's ever happened in the state of California took place.
That flood hit Sacramento hard and left it underwater for 3 months.
Just considering the amount of loss of life, which we have no record of.
That's right. Survivors didn't want to document the amount of people who died during the flood because they didn't want to discourage anyone from moving here, says Marcia Iman, the city historian. Today, this is what's left of the original town. Cold, dark, muggy tunnels. The actual level the city was on before being raised. Countless people died on these grounds, and today, some say their souls still linger around.
Portland.
From 1850 to 1941, Portland was considered to be one of the most dangerous ports globally. You see, below ground was a network of tunnels, commonly called the Shanghai Tunnels, a series of bar and hotel basements linked to each other and the Willamette River docks by an intricate system under the city's streets.
All the West Coast cities.
So today, when you enter some of the historic buildings closer to the waterfront, you might actually be above the ground floor. For the buildings that were raised up, often they chose to create a new basement, and that is evident with these robust pylons that hold up the building. But for the other structures that instead chose to repurpose their upper floors as the new ground level business, they kept their former lower floors as a basement.
Building of certain cities on the West Coast are already suspect based on how short of timeline all this stuff happened. But now you're doubling down by saying they built an older city and it's under the ground, and then the current city that's already suspect is built on top of this other one. It's kind of incomprehensible.
What is something that could be in anybody's home right now that could end up being worth $5-10 grand that they'd have no clue about? Like whether it's a figurine, whether it's a silver spoon.
There's so much stuff. You know, there's copies of the Declaration of Independence that are still out there. No one knows where they're at. I just paid, a couple years ago, I paid $1.5 million for one.
What'd you sell it for?
2. Yeah, okay, 2.
You know the history of Dr. Fauci?
Man, I heard that was Mother Teresa kid or one of them women kids.
I haven't heard that one.
Be wrong. One of them women's kids.
But I do know when in the late 80s, he was definitely in charge of HIV, coming up with HIV and AIDS research. Because word is, now this is allegedly, I'm just going to say allegedly because I can't 100% confirm this. Back during those days when people had HIV, a lot of people wasn't necessarily dying because of the virus. They were dying because of the treatment. I think what they were doing is reducing their white blood cells even lower than what they already had, you know? So Dr. Fauci was in control of that. And to this day, we still don't know, what's the real research on coming up with a cure. A lot of people really don't know where the hell it really came from. A lot of people want to come up with that lie. Somebody came from Africa. Them Africans eating monkeys.
Oh, you talking about AIDS?
Or HIV.
HIV, parasite.
I went shopping today.
Someone's all
I didn't need
sleeping next to
groceries.
him,
I
yeah.
just needed some stuff for the house, toilet paper, paper towel, wipes, things of that nature. And I don't think I've ever seen as many open packages in a store than I've seen today. Like looking at toilet paper packs, like 6-8 packs, and seeing 2 rolls taken out. Toilet paper packs and seeing rolls taken out of that. I'm getting little fruit things and I'm seeing it open on the side and obviously pieces of the fruit being taken out. Like, it's really bad right now. And like, I knew it was bad, obviously. I pay attention to the economy, to the markets, to legislation, and just like the job market, because I like to stay informed. But like, seeing it manifest in real time in ways that I didn't even consider it would show up, because it's the little things, man. It's the little things that you see that you just realize you haven't really seen before at this magnitude. It low-key has me taken aback. I'm not gonna lie. And this is speaking as someone who has been going grocery shopping since I was a kid with my mom. So like, I know what it's like to be in stores and see stuff on shelves. Like, I think I even noticed that there is an increase of locked sections for things in stores now. And it's like,
that's for sure.
Theft prevention, whatever. But it's like, yo, nah, people really need this stuff. And they're taking what they need, and I understand it. But it's like, it's really that bad right now. People cannot afford the things that they need as they are packaged and priced. We talk about recession indicators as a joke, but like, nah, it's real. It's really real.
And what sucks is it's just greed, y'all. It's just greed. That's why the prices are up. Like, let's just say Old Spice for a thing of deodorant, it's like $7-8, y'all. It's greed. Go look at Old Spice profit. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, thinking about deodorant. And you know what? The quality is getting worse, y'all. I don't buy Old Spice no more. I used to get the Fiji. I loved it. I don't get it no more. Because the quality is just terrible. The thing to spin it up breaks and it doesn't work. The pumps, I don't even buy pumps no more of anything. Body wash, nothing. I don't buy pumps. I bought it twice. The pump broke halfway through. Never buy pumps again, y'all. It's getting more expensive. This is what I say. If it's going to get more expensive, make the quality of the item, of the package it's in, go up as well. But it goes like that, y'all. The price is going up and the quality's going down. That's why I say it's all profit. Their profits are all at all-time highs because they're cutting cost. They're making things very cheap, but the prices are going up. And things are breaking. Deodorant, stick breaking in 2 uses. Can't use it no more. Go try to take it back. Can't take it. You're already using it. Right? It's ridiculous.
I've seen the photographs of humanoids that are based in Antarctica. And that what he has seen with his own eyes, 2 miles down under ice.
It is said that, beneath the veneer of ice and science in Antarctica, a secret is being guarded. Now, an Emmy-winning investigative journalist, carrying a final warning, breaks decades of silence to recount what military sources claim they saw. Vast, impossibly warm, artificial structures, seemingly still operational beneath 2 miles of solid ice, in the heart of an environment that should kill everything. Why build something so impossible in the most hostile place on Earth? What about this place is so dangerous that it had to be buried not just by ice, but by official silence? And as the ice that conceals it begins to melt, are we merely discovering a relic of the past? Or are we about to awaken something? The thinning ice. Let us begin at the very bottom of the world, on the giant continent known as Antarctica. For a very long time, we have been told a simple story about this place. It is a huge land, the coldest on Earth, covered by a very, very thick layer of ice. We see pictures of scientists in warm coats doing research, and we see pictures of penguins living along the cold coasts. We are taught to think of this continent as an empty and quiet place, a peaceful laboratory for the whole world to study our planet. This is the official story, the one that is safe and easy to understand. But there is another story, a story that is not told in schools or on the news. This other story comes from military information and pictures taken from space by satellites. Satellites are like special cameras that fly very high above the Earth and take photographs of the ground below. And in this other story, Antarctica is not an empty place at all. There are large areas where the satellite pictures are made blurry on purpose, so no one can see what is really there. There are also places called no-fly zones.
Why do schools look like prisons? College is a scam. So you go to school, you get in debt, you get out of school, and go get a job to pay for that debt. And then the fact that who created the school system in the first place? The Rockefellers. They created the school system to indoctrinate the kids. So whenever they had a war, no kids would ask questions. And, you can teach them propaganda, you teach them whatever you want. Sit down for 8 hours, we're going to teach you X, Y, and Z. And then when a war pops off, you have a bunch of soldiers ready to go. Why do schools look like prisons? The same food in school, it's the same food in prison. You have a warden, the principal. You have the teachers, COs. Yep. Raise your hand. Oh, I got to go to the bathroom. You get on a bus to go travel to where, that they transport prisoners. You get on a bus to go back and forth in school. Those books that we were getting our knowledge from, Pergamon Press. Pergamon Press was actually the temple of Satan. It's one of the 7 churches that Jesus mentions that where Satan lives. Pergamon Press was owned by Robert Maxwell, who's Ghislaine Maxwell's father. So we're talking about the greatest trafficker of all time.
When they arrested him, he had 18 contacts in his phone. 18. How many do you have? Like 1,000 at least?
Are you kidding me?
Thousands.
Thousands.
He had 18.
I don't even
contacts.
like people.
Right. I know. I begrudgingly.
I only
no
have
space in my
contacts.
phone.
Yeah, I have to respond to people.
Did you see that one of the girls that he grew up with who was an actual friend?
Yes, the chubby chick.
Yeah, chubby chick, but seemed like a really good, kind of like normal, cool person. She goes, people were not his strong suit.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
I've actually said that before. I've used that before.
About you?
No, just in general with people. I'm like, that's people are not his strong suit. Like this is not a people person.
Yeah.
It's a good way of saying he's not a people person.
But you're gonna have a tough road in life. You're gonna have a tough haul in life if you're not a people person. You better be talented as shit.
Yeah. She was crying quite a bit during the interview. Like this was like her 15 minutes. This is like you could tell this is the biggest thing that's ever going to happen to her. Is I knew a guy that butchered these fucking people.
Yeah, she was giddy.
What's wrong with I don't have a lot of contacts in my phone, right? Like these people that have these podcasts, they forget these people that are on your podcast, they're not your friends. They're not your family. Like Joe Rogan's always saying, I got all these friends. People go on your podcast every day. That's my buddy. They're not your friend. The day you fall off, these people ain't going to pick up the phone. If you get canceled, these people ain't going to come be your friend and still come to your comedy club. And no, because they don't want their business to fall. It's your business associate. This 1,000, who got 1,000 contacts? I would not want 1,000 contacts in my phone. It's because they mistake these podcast guests as their friends, y'all. They're not. The day you fall off is the day those 1,000 contacts, they're gone. Then you're down to 18. Not sticking up for what this guy did. I'm just saying that was weird. Like, not a people's you better be talented. Like, the nerve of people, y'all. Just don't think before. It's just crazy.
My name is Jack.
This is crazy right here. Look at this.
Help me. And guess what? Among all days, I was just thinking about you yesterday, and I got to saw you. So I got a quick question for you, Kai Cenat.
Kai just texted me and said, I'm underwater. My network is off. I'm in the ocean. I'm on the way to Antarctica.
Diz Kai Cenat, die again. Diz Kai Cenat, run out. Now Kai Cenat. I got a phone call. And this lady says, this Dr. Taylor said, yeah. And she said, I'm the eldest female of such and such tribe. We've been debating on talking to you for a couple of years now, and we finally took a vote and decided that we needed to reach out. I said, yeah. You and about 1 million other people, lady. And she said, no, I really am who I say I am. So this is my name. Go on the internet and look me up and find a phone number to contact me, and then you'll know. I said, that's fair enough. So she hung up, and I look up this tribe, and I see the elders, and there's this lady's name and a phone number for her, for the tribal center or whatever. So I called there and said, hey, this may sound weird, but this lady says, oh, Dr. Taylor? Yeah. She said, hang on. And they transferred me, and then the lady picked up the phone. It literally was her. And I said, oh, okay, so you got my attention now.
Yep.
All right. And she said, so they told us that they bring you inside the mesa all the time, but you refuse to remember it.
Oh, it just gave me chills.
And I said, what?
What is she talking about?
And I said, who is they? She said, you know who they are. I said, no, I don't know. I don't have any idea what you're talking about, lady. And she said, they told us that they are bringing you in to show you what's going on at the property at Skinwalker Ranch, and that you refuse to remember it. And I said, what, you said I can't remember it? She said, no, they said you refused to remember it, and we wanted you to know. We felt like you needed to know this. And I was like, oh, okay, who are they? She said, the Sky People.
No shit.
And so then I like, okay, thank you, ma'am. Thanks. I'll keep that under advisement. What do you do with something like that? While I was working at this same place within days of this phone call, they had hired this remote viewer that she's supposed to be like the remote viewer presently. And, Paul Smith verified it. So I'm like, okay, Paul says she's real. She's real. She called me and she said, do you realize that they've taken you and you don't know it? I said, no, I'm not getting into this abduction stuff again. And
This
she
is
said,
after the call with the...
yeah.
Okay.
And she said, and I said, what are you talking about? She said, oh, it was years ago. She said, I can see it. They're showing me now. I'm like, oh, you're talking to them now. And she said, yes. They said you were young. I'm going to guess 15, 16 is what I'm seeing in the images. And you were in the desert. And they took you, and you didn't remember it. So I didn't think anything else further about it. And then
That's crazy.
We sent a team to a place in Arizona called Secret Mountain. And I'm looking at what some of the footage that they're showing, some of the film or video, and I'm saying, that looks familiar to me. Where is this? Where did you guys stay? And they say, we stayed in a little town. There's one little town there. It's called Holbrook, Arizona. And I went, Holbrook, Arizona? When I was 16.
No way.
My brother was in the Air Force and was stationed in Holbrook, Arizona. And that's the only time I'd ever been to a desert before I went to Utah. But I was 16 when I went there.
Just like she said.
Just like the lady said.
I'm not Jeffrey Epstein. That I'm not that these were insane.
Tennis today, going into town.
Could you imagine, yo?
I actually have a twin. You do? I do. I have a twin brother. Epstein? Gary.
Could you imagine?
Jeffrey.
If we were to do some sort of lie detector test today, are you willing to do it?
That's him,
Throw
y'all.
that on me like that?
That's him.
Even if you aren't him, it's like not even a resemblance. It's like I'm looking at him in the eyes. He's out there living somewhere else. It's the most brilliant, strategic move of a criminal in the history of crime. If you want to get back to that island, get back on the boat and go right there immediately. Have the best time.
The Epstein list.
I'm not on that.
Your friend is, though.
Who?
Chris Tucker.
Got pictures with him and everything. Chris is a fame opportunist, meaning we used to ride around broke smoking weed and going, man, I wonder what it's like to hang out with Michael Jackson. Man, I'm hanging out with Michael Jackson. For what? Everybody famous. He wanted to hang out with.
Faison Love says his friendship with Chris Tucker eventually fell apart because he felt Chris was too focused on being around celebrities without paying attention to the energy and controversy surrounding some of them.
I was supposed to go see Michael Jackson. I said, man, ain't he fucking children? He went off. Man, you think I'll have my kid around him? I believed the bullshit. I believed the lie. Michael's fucking these kids.
I would have gone. I'm not a kid, so fuck it. What's he gonna do to me?
I can't be around it. If I know somebody fucking kid, I'm gonna sock them in their jaw. So I was like, I'm not gonna be. I'm like, what are you doing hanging around him? It wasn't until I saw Michael Jackson dancing on top of the roof of the car.
Yeah.
At the court. I said, that motherfucker innocent. Because I know when I go to court.
You're not dancing.
Hell no. I'm very quiet. This motherfucker showed up late in pajamas.
So you mean to tell me that after spending almost $600 on this bugaboo, butterfly, boogaboo, whatever, stroller, if we want to buy a cup holder, it's going to cost us $50. And if we want a food tray for the kids, it costs another $70. Oh wait, I forgot to mention, if you want the food tray, you still need to buy the tray adapter so that you can use the food tray. And that's another $16.99. Oh, you want a Bugaboo organizer? You're gonna have to spend another $70, buddy.
That's crazy.
But guess what? It's got all the fancy zippers. I'm mind blown. Are all of you dads out there buying this shit?
Hell no. Hell no. But you know, one thing I learned, any new parents coming in or grandparents about to have some kids, have kids, y'all. I'm sure you guys already know this. With my first son, we went all out. I didn't buy a new stroller, $600 stroller, but we got the nice stroller. My mom got us the crib that turns into a bed that had a changing table next to it. The swing, the fancy swing that connects to the wall. Y'all, you know we don't even use those. I don't even use the crib. I just gave it to my mom. We went and bought a cheap crib, right? It's too bulky with the changing table and the drawers we never used. The swing, y'all, for the newborn, we just bought one on Amazon for like $30. Put batteries in it, folds up, convenient. Stroller, we just got a Walmart, not the cheapest ones, but it was a cheaper one, but it folds up. It's compact. You know, that's one thing I would recommend. Like if I ever have anybody that's about to have a kid, like don't go crazy. Don't go crazy. They outgrow these things so fast. Don't go crazy like with the stroller, with all these things. Like just honestly, like cheaper is better. Like the cheap crib, so easy to take apart, so easy to put together. Like I'm not gonna want to change this into a full bed one day. I'm gonna want to get him like a race car or him and his brother bunk beds or something. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna want to change. You know what I mean? Just don't go crazy with spending. There's certain things to go crazy spending with, but things like a stroller and things like that, like a crib and all that, I would just say, you know, go cheap because the more expensive, like for that swing, we had to get an extension cord. Because the cord's this freaking long, we have to put an extension cord so we can put it at a certain spot. And it's just too much, y'all. This new one that runs on two 2D batteries, folds up, plays music, swings. It's perfect. Costs like $20 on Amazon, y'all.
Crazy for thinking that should already be included with the $600 you just spent. I don't know.
This guy's crazy.
So I am on my lunch break. It is, I don't know, 11:30 or something like that. And
lotion.
I just finished a 3-hour class. We have what's called block, and block is where first and second periods are combined for subjects that need it. And so I literally broke down in the middle of class because I'm teaching seniors. These kids are leaving high school and going to college, hopefully, after they finish. We had 2 paragraphs to read, 1 sentence complete to write. I gave them the sentence stems. I basically completed the sentence for them in the model. These are 17 and 18-year-old kids, and they couldn't fill in 4 words. 4 words. I gave them the scenario. We annotated together. I gave them the answers before we even had the problem. And they couldn't do it. I don't know. I simply don't know where the problem is. This is only day 2. And I have seniors who simply cannot read and seniors who cannot write. They cannot write. They can reason. They have the ability to defend their reasoning if it's talking to their homeboy, but applying that to a written text, 2 paragraphs, and they couldn't do it. Our young black men, our young brown men, our young black girls, and our young brown girls,
and white. Everybody. I mean, like, I don't know how to write, y'all. I don't know how to write an essay. I don't know how to write a complete sentence. I don't even know what an adjective, verb, like, I'm telling you, I was not good at that stuff, y'all. I was not good at that. You know why? Because it didn't intrigue me. This guy was using big words that I didn't even know what he meant. I didn't know what he was trying to do, right? You got to get down to their level. You got to, I don't know, y'all. I was not good at school, y'all. I got D's, I got F's, summer school every year. I barely graduated. My sister was the one that graduated for me. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have graduated. I was ready to quit, y'all. I was done. I just didn't pick up on it. But I turned out all right. Like, I get comments from people like, I can tell you were illiterate because, you know, you're the way you write. Like, I don't know how to use punctuation. You know what I mean? I don't use periods. I don't use capital. I don't put commas where they're supposed to go. I never understood that stuff. But I turned out all right. Right? I can read pretty good. I remember one time we used to read and we had the headphone, pass the headphone, you put the headphone on, the speakers up there. And I remember my English teacher was like, wow, I didn't know you could read like that. You know what I mean? I was quiet. But I'm not stupid, but those type of things, I don't get it. I don't understand it. But when in today's society do you need that? When? I know I don't in my business that I'm doing here. Any job I had, I didn't need it. I tried to apply at Anheuser-Busch one time, which is a beer company, and be a merchandiser. I didn't get hired because they ask you, fractions. They ask you math, basic math. Wasn't good at that, y'all. Wasn't good at that. But I know how to stock a damn shelf with some beer, right? You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, y'all. Maybe if you're going that college route, you need that. That's why I didn't go to college, because I wasn't good at school. I can't pay attention to those things, but I know how to read a nutrition label. I know how to read. I know how to balance a checkbook. I know how to invest. I know these things, what really matters in life. I know how to pay bills. I know how to call a phone number and get my point across to get something. And on the way out, I'm going to get a $50 gift card for the inconvenience. I know how to do that. I know how to negotiate, right?
Had opened
I'm not book smart.
School in South Africa for all girls way back in the day. But as of last week, Oprah just shut down the school. She spent $40 million to build the school. And now the all-girls school has been shut down. People are saying that she's wrong for shutting down the South African school. There's things going on in America and South Africa because they have a leader over there whose name is Traore from Burkina Faso. He's an African leader. And America is not in agreement with him and how he's handling things because he has kicked out all the white owners, the owners of the farms, the owners of the stores, the owners of all the resources who was white. He kicked them out of South Africa and sent them back to the United States. And so now people are saying that Oprah has to be in on what the United States got going on now that she shut down the all-girls school. So
why did insane people with mental illness in the 1800s, why did they need massive palaces? A psychiatric hospital in New York. Insane asylums are not what you've been told. The mainstream history tells all of us that people were suffering, sleeping in sheds, riding around on horses, and going to the bathroom in their backyard. And no power tools. They had no training. These people were living a terrible life. These people were suffering. Yet we are told at the exact same time that the mentally ill were living in a high Victorian Gothic palace. People with schizophrenia, bipolar, depression, dementia, epilepsy, alcoholics, and tuberculosis, all living in a palace in the 1800s.
Living like doctors.
These people, they would be taken from their huts, and placed into a building that makes zero sense in the timeline that we're told about. Where this Hudson River State Hospital, a 1,500 foot long building. This is 15 football fields end to end. It's a massive structure that I believe was 100% found. I don't believe for a second that this structure was built in the 1800s. And I'm going to show the entire world exactly why. These massive structures were all over the USA in the 1800s. I believe that they were finding these buildings in the 17 and 1800s and repurposing them as insane asylums. These were over-the-top, massive buildings that could literally hold thousands of people. And they were using them to take the adults, the parents, and I believe it was to keep them quiet. I believe this group of people living in the insane asylums, I believe they were not going along with the reset, where we see that in 1800, nobody was being put into these buildings. With it just totally taking off in the late 1800s to the early 1900s, getting up to 510,000 people in 1950, and then completely dropping off the table. Once their story was set in place, and this is the exact same time as all of the world's fairs were taking place, where we know that they were just destroying massive palace structures in these cities, like Chicago, St. Louis, and the rest. Just like we saw in episode 184 and 185, where I believe if somebody was out there saying that the building was already there and not constructed in a year, like the mainstream history tells us now, I believe that they were taking these people and they would take them straight to the insane asylum. And I believe that their kids were taken over to the other asylum, the orphan asylum, where we look at the data that they give us.
Parents, check this out. This is a woman who worked 12 years on missing child cases, and she has 5 strict rules at her home for her children. Check this out. Rule number 1, the photo rule. Every Sunday, she takes a current photo of each child, what they're wearing, the height, any new marks. If your child goes missing and the most recent photo is from 6 months ago, we're searching for a child who doesn't look like the photo. So current photo is important. Number 2, the check-in word. Her children have a code word. Only the family knows it. If anyone says, your mom sent me, the child asks for the word. No word equals no going. Not with a neighbor, not with a teacher, not with a relative. A stranger can learn your child's name. They can't learn the code word. Rule number 3, the bathroom rule. Her children never go to a public bathroom alone. Bathrooms are the number 1 location where children are approached in public spaces. No doors, no cameras, no witnesses. A 45-second window is all someone needs. Rule number 4, the yell rule. Her children don't yell, help. They yell, this is not my parent. Help is abstract. Adults hesitate. This is not my parent is specific. Adults act. The sentence changes the bystander from witness to rescuer. And rule number 5, the exit rule. At every public place, before anything else, she shows her children where the exits are. If something happens and we get separated, go to the exit, find a woman with children, and say, I lost my mom. Women, statistically, are more protective and better to go to in that situation. Man, these are some awesome rules. I hope it helps you guys and helps your family. Make sure you talk this out with your children today. God bless.
I said it once and I'll say it again. That Gerald story was real. That guy did get taken by that dolphin. I'm going to tell you why I think that. You guys keep asking me to revisit this subject, and I will, gladly. Y'all remember the Florida man that got taken by the dolphin called Gerald? He was brought to the bottom of the ocean to create things for these dolphins, and Gerald was specifically a bottlenose dolphin. I know that sounds absolutely insane, and it could be insane, it could be fake. I think there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in the ocean. You guys know by my Creepy Ocean series that I am an ocean obsessed person. I am dedicated to getting to the bottom of this, because you guys know that specifically bottlenose dolphins were used by the military to arrest unauthorized divers and sniff out bombs. Did you guys know that NASA tried to teach dolphins how to talk? Did you know that? I bet you freaking didn't. You want to, okay. And also, not for nothing, Dolphin-assisted births were a thing in Hawaii. I believe it was Hawaii. A man named Igor was doing it, and then they shut it down, saying it's unsafe, even though there was like no fatalities. Apparently, the dolphins would circle a pregnant woman, and she'd give birth much quicker and way less painful. Okay, so my thing is, and then also there's the NOAA saying that we shouldn't be talking to dolphins in their natural habitat, only in captivity. Now that there's different interpretations. Some people say, obviously, yeah, they want to protect the dolphins. Other people are like, yeah, that's really sus. The reason why I'm focusing on dolphins is because you guys already know that I think sirens exist, right? You guys already know sirens have been talked about for centuries. You can't tell me there's no truth to it. Like, you can't tell me that every single part of the world has a siren story from the beginning of time and they don't exist. I told you guys in the last video that I believe that sirens, according to the book of Enoch, are the immortal women that procreated with the fallen angels, and they were cursed to the sea by God. That's why there's a demonic marine kingdom. And Caribbeans will tell you, I mean, some Caribbeans and some Africans, they'll say they're good. I believe they're bad. A lot of us believe that they are bad, okay? Because of the things that they do to people. You know how sirens use song, right? We say song to lure men off of the ships. Dolphins and whales use what in the water? Frequencies. What if, and also, okay, where do I even start? We know that in music, a lot of the times it can make you feel a certain thing because of the frequencies they use. I am a Christian. I'm not into like any new age stuff. I'm just telling y'all what I'm seeing in this conversation. And I feel like it's the frequencies that make you feel one way or another way. When you're listening to rap on the road or rock on the road, you're more likely to cut somebody off. But if you're listening to smooth jazz, maybe some like meditation or worship music, you'll probably be a little calmer, right? That's studied, by the way. That's scientific. What if it's not song that the sirens use? What if it's frequencies? What if like the languages, the dialects of the ocean are different frequencies? Maybe that's why they don't want us talking to dolphins. Maybe that's why they want us underestimating dolphins. I don't know. Listen, I could be crazy. You guys tell me. If you love to hyperfixate on random things, you're going to love it here. Make sure you like and follow and comment down below if you want me to continue this conversation. Love you guys. Goodbye.
I did a deep dive on these dolphins, y'all. I'll put the video at the end. It'll pop up on one of these sides. A deep dive I did on that whole dolphin incident. I didn't get a lot of views, but the ones that did watch it, they loved it, y'all. So make sure you guys go check it out. I'll put my second channel to pop up, playlist, all that, y'all. I got a playlist with over 500 videos. My second channel. Let me know if you guys, a couple things. A part of me, I know you guys hate it, but this isn't for you guys, right? This isn't. On my third channel, I'm thinking of getting into the politic game. You know why? Because politics, y'all, is really going to take off on this YouTube. I'm telling you guys, if you're going to get into anything, get into TikToks, maybe on politics or something, because this election cycle is going to go crazy this year, y'all, and forever now. Politics are so big. 5-year-old, 10-year-olds are learning politics now. It's not just older folks now. Everyone's into politics. Might be a little good subject for you guys, and there's a lot of it out there. So make sure you guys go check out my other channels or some police cameras. I love watching police cameras, so I would like to sit here and watch some police cameras with you guys. So it might be one of those two. But anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Hope everyone out there has a good day. Get this video edited. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the next one. Later.